Are you seeking guidance on your spiritual journey? Need help with a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at psychicinsights.life.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Nandita. Yeah, it's morning. It's morning on the West Coast. I know it's like just barely noon on the East Coast. It's probably about 6 o'clock at night over in England. So, hi, Nandita. How are you?
Nandita.
Still want to give a second for everyone to connect. I still am having a hard time seeing comments in the groups, you guys. Hi, Shauna. I do see Shauna Lynn in the Mystical Connections groups. And hi, Teresa. It's great to see you guys. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to quickly try to... I'm sure the medium group has people commenting, but like I can't... For some reason, Facebook, man, they're falling down on the game here. They first make it really hard for us to post live in a group, and now I can't see the damn comments. Okay. Okay. Hi, Amanda. See, this is what I mean. I knew there was a whole bunch of people in that group saying hi.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, Amanda Birchall. Hi, Marissa Badler. No, there's not a Zoom link, Marissa. Hi, Jennifer Brown. Hi, Marissa.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, there's not a Zoom link.
We're just here.
Yeah, just give us a second to get it together so I can see it all. All right. And hi, everybody else. So now, maybe you can see the comments now just from... You won't be able to see the group comments. They're on the right-hand side.
Mine says show chat, too. And it's... I don't...
You might need to hit comments. Hi, Melissa Attic.
I see that one.
Nandita said it's 10:30 in India.
10:30 in India. I'm in Florida too. Hi, Linda. It's cold. Look, I actually have I put my Believe on. I was like, I'm gonna get a month to wear it every year, and this is like.
What are you gonna do? Believe in Santa Claus?
Just believe in everything. Like believe in
the impossible. Well, it has the little Santa Claus hat. Okay.
I know. Well, I believe in Santa Claus too. I'm freaking Christmas time. I'm Elf. If I see a Santa Claus, I already got an appointment booked. We're seeing Santa on December 15th.
I try not to be a Scrooge.
2-year-old birthday. We're gonna go have breakfast with Santa. I love Santa Claus. I'm like I know.
Okay. Hi, Sarah Barr.
You're only little ones. I know some people are against Santa, but I still put presents from mom and dad too. But you always gotta have. I think it's just magical.
I send my grandkids gifts and go, Merry Christmas. Sober.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know.
1 a.m. in the Philippines.
Maui.
I'm not far from Florida, Middle Georgia here. Oh, that's in Florida. Middle Georgia.
Yes,
okay.
It's cold down here. Yeah, it was like 47. It's going to be in the 30s this weekend.
All right, Sarah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Kiki. Hi, Kiki.
Hi, Kiki.
Makes me think of that song. There's this total, drag queen song. Let's have a Kiki. I don't know if you've ever heard that song, but it is hilarious.
Now I gotta listen to it.
Oh, man. Oh man, my drag mom did it. It's hilarious.
I love that.
Hi, Navita. Hey, Jamie.
How's everybody's
Sarah's in,
week going?
Sarah's in New Hampshire.
Ooh, I bet you're cold.
30s here in Florida.
Yeah.
Is it that cold?
Oh, is it?
Gosh,
Yeah,
it's colder
it's
than
cold.
it is up here in the Rocky Mountains.
It's cold. It gets
It's not
really
that cold
cold.
up here.
Yeah, we're having a cold snap. Like the next week, it's gonna be in the 30s.
Huh.
The high today, but the high's 65. It'll be high of 65 and low of 35, I think. Yeah, I'm
Oh.
going to have to bring all my plants in and hope there's no frogs in them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Good
because when
grief.
it
Yeah, they're
freezes,
probably
they're-
hiding in there because they'd probably be warmer.
Yeah, they do. They
Poor
always
little
hide.
guys. Well, you should just give them a
Goats
little
and-
warm place to hide. No, I tend to want to save every animal.
They do.
It's warm in New England.
Oh,
Huh.
wow.
It's not very cold here in Colorado. I mean, it's a little bit. It's 40s. It's in its 40s right now. But you know, it's
See,
still
that's
morning
cold.
time. I'd probably
So
get
that's
up to like in the 50s or so today, but there's still snow on the ground. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys got snow early this year. New Mexico got a bunch
Yeah,
of
we sure
snow.
did.
My friends got
Yeah, we
almost-
got that was the same storm. The same storm
Yeah,
that
I
hit New Mexico hit us. It just kind of,
Wow.
yeah.
I couldn't believe that. That was crazy. My husband used to drive truck. I'm so glad he doesn't drive truck anymore. He do the over the road and get stuck in those snowstorms.
Whew.
I think of
Yeah.
guys driving out there in them.
Yeah, we used
But
to
they
drive, my spouse and I used to drive all over the country visiting nursing homes for Let's Dance.
Yeah. Oh,
And-
you told me that. I think that'd be so
Yeah.
cool.
We used to intentionally avoid the snow though. So like,
Yeah.
if it's like during the coldest winter months, we would be over in Oregon. No, because we did try one year in the South, but I don't care for the desert. It just makes me anxious. I don't know. I think I need trees around me. Like if I don't see, as soon as you get me out in the desert, I'm like, where did trees
Really?
go? We need some trees. Yeah. I always
I bet
say,
you got some bad, like, desert stuff to deal with there. If you don't feel
oh
safe
yeah, I
with
know I
Yeah.
do, but it could also be
Yeah.
my heart because sometimes my
or
body
something, yeah.
my body
That's
just
really-
constantly tells me.
I get
So look, so every time I go out to Nevada, I have friends in Nevada. We go to like an event there, and I'll go out. I'll tolerate it for a little while, but I always make the joke. You know what, guys? I'm gonna place an order on Amazon for you guys. You guys need some trees. I'm gonna order you some trees. We need to plant trees because you guys are missing some trees. And
What do you know about Arizona? Okay, I grew up in this. I was born in the 60s. Arizona, they did that. When people started moving to Tucson and Phoenix, it was desert. There was nothing. And then they started bringing grass and trees and planting trees and
See?
stuff. They actually changed, but they changed the environment there. Like they started getting more moisture and everything else. Yeah, it actually from the
Yeah.
70s till now. I'm really dating myself, but because I grew up with geologists and all that stuff, and they were telling me how it did environmentalists. It changed the environment there.
yeah.
The ecosystem.
See, look,
There you go.
and see, look. It's not just me. It's super unsettling for me to be without trees. I totally get it.
And you know
Jen.
what's really cool? I have to share this.
is.
Hollis shared this with me. If anyone needs business cards or anything, go through Canva because they plant a tree when you order. I thought that was I was like, yes.
Isn't
So when
that
you
awesome?
order your business cards, it doesn't matter though. I $30 order and they planted a tree. I was like, yes. So yeah, our trees are very important.
Yeah. Yeah, good morning, everybody. So good morning, Kristen. Thanks. Kristen said, thank you so much for bringing a smile because we're both over here jabbing away with our Mercuries and retrograde. Hi, Nicole Hoop and Carlene
Hi,
and
Nicole.
Teresa. Yeah, Nicole's
Okay,
listening.
I want to ask a question too. I think
Okay.
I'm going to hop on either Nicole's or Sarah's and let them.
Uh-huh.
I need a reading from one of them.
Okay.
I'm going to. So,
All
because
right.
you know how we do little meeting readings for everybody else, there's times that we as mediums need to just check in because I got some things going on and I think I'm going to do that myself. So, get ready, Nicole. I think it's you.
I don't know. Like, I've heard a lot of mediums say that. And it's clearly something. The
Every
only
once
thing
in
I
a
do
while.
sometimes is I want somebody to look at my astrology chart, but outside of that, I don't really have that. Like my guides and I have such a deep conversation. I think it might be because of my background though. Because
Maybe.
because because like in my world or whatever, the people that have died, my spirits, people like my dad and stuff, they're all like my gods. They
See,
are
that's
my
good.
gods. And
See, I
that's
don't.
because of that's because I've played around in like voodoo and Santeria. I've learned
Right.
their ways and I just took what I liked. I don't stay with them because there was a lot of stuff I didn't like. But I did do their sort of the way that they speak to the other side um
Right.
and so it's just I think I have a different experience is what I notice with my guy with spirits on the other side. And when
Right.
someone dies, I don't always feel sad for them.
Right.
I don't experience death in the same way, maybe because I was a death midwife, but I've lost a lot of people. I even lost my stand-in mom. Me and her were very close. And I managed to see her right before she died, and she said all these wonderful things to me, and she said I love you. She knew she was going to die. She was like I
Right.
love you and I'm proud of you and all this stuff, right? And I was so grateful. But then when she died, I knew she died. Nobody told me she died. I
Right.
knew she died. And
Yeah.
then I called the hospital to validate the nursing home. They wouldn't tell me, but the woman said, I'm sorry, I can't release that information. Like the nurse is
Yeah.
like trying to tell me in code, yes,
Yeah.
you
But
passed.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
so I was like, okay.
I-
And so I cried a little bit, but I don't it's not the same when I lost my dad 25 years ago when I first started in mediumship. It is not the same. So I just want
Right.
anybody to know that grief
Yeah.
changes over time. And when you have experienced as much as and I've walked so many people through that door. I walked a woman named Sandra through the door and she named me a death midwife. She said, "You are a death midwife. You are my death midwife." And that was the first time I'd really done it. And I just walked her through. And
It's
I'll
so
tell you
beautiful.
what,
It is so
yeah,
profound. It's
it
so
is.
profound. I've done
It
that
was an
myself.
honor.
Yes, exactly. I try to explain
Yeah.
that to people. And I also try to explain, like, sometimes if you're not present when they pass, that's also an honor. That's them professing they didn't want you to experience
Yeah, they
that,
didn't
or,
want you to
you
witness
know,
it, or maybe it's
yeah,
not for you. It's definitely not for everybody. It's in my astrology chart.
right.
I have a stellium in the 12th house. Plus, I also have Mars in the 8th house, and I have Pluto, which is the planet of death, in the psychic
Wow.
house.
Yeah, I
So
think you told me I had some of that stuff. What
yeah,
I
you
like
have
though,
some placements like that too. And almost everybody that's like, I think I might be intuitive, they come to me and I look at their chart and I'm like, you are. And this is why. But what's good about that when you look at your astrology chart of it is you know how to use it.
yes, Hollis has
It can
been
help.
instrumental for me because I was using a lot of my intuition. I'm more psychic than I am intuitive. So they've
Yep.
been really able to help me fine tune. So I highly encourage Hollis's stuff for that. Anyway,
Yeah, it's just
I got
helpful.
my
Yeah.
pendulums out today because we're doing a pendulum class. So I thought, well,
Oh
along
yeah.
with my
Why don't you
reading,
talk about
I'll
your
do the
class
pendulum.
while I check
Yeah,
in
I'm
on the
going to do
groups?
a class on the 23rd and just teaching you how to use your pendulum to connect with your loved ones. So I figured today when I'm doing it, I'll just show you how I use my pendulum to make confirmation, validations, yes, no, maybes, and stuff like that. But I'm going to be doing a class of 12 people on the 23rd at 7, I believe it is. And you can bring you can bring a pendulum if you have one. If you don't, just any necklace that has some kind of weight. Can be ashes too. Ashes are awesome because it's already a connection. And what this is doing is giving you like an introduction, a way to start communicating with the other side and getting validations and answers, just like a tool that'll help you. So I'll just show you how to do that. And we're going to do some hands-on exercises too. So it's got a very small, intimate group. You can ask questions. I'm going to give you some
Very
history.
interactive. It's not something you could just
Very
record
interactive.
and sell.
And it's very super
yeah.
reasonable, $22. Like, it's very reasonable.
Yeah. And I think
So
it's really
come join
helpful.
us.
I would say that the pendulum is really good for people trying to build confidence.
Yes. And it also builds a connection to your intuition, your spiritual self. I also use it as a form of like divinate. Like, we'll go into it in class.
Yeah,
But
you don't have to get
it-
into it. I was just saying that it's helpful in that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It is very,
Mhm.
very helpful, and anyone can use a pendulum. Anybody can.
Yeah,
There's nothing-
anyone can use a pendulum, and I feel like it gets the monkey mind out of the way, where you're
Yes.
like, you know, where you're like, is this really my dad? You know, is this
Yeah.
really my mom or whoever you're trying to connect with? I feel like
I really
it gets
try
that
to
out
help
of the way.
people to put that monkey mind up, especially in our work. Believe. That's why I wear that. Like, seriously, believe. It's hard to understand eternal concepts and eternal love and energy from a muggle mind. Like, you're trying to divine things from a human perspective. Do you know what I mean? Like eternal,
Yeah.
cosmic, quantum stuff from just a very primate brain.
All right, let me just
realize
acknowledge a few people. I just want to acknowledge hi Jade, welcome.
Hi Jade.
And I thought maybe we'll do that in just a little bit. And Trisha, good afternoon, and Melissa Payne. Tabby, I want to just acknowledge this. I know I teach tarot. I'm actually thinking of making a recorded tarot class like I did with my astrology. But I just want to say, try not to say that you're cursed, even if you're joking, because your brain believes everything you say. A lot of people probably pass close to you because you probably Pluto was just in Capricorn, and it was a time for you to experience death through others. That's all it is. It's spirits just trying to teach you the value of life, and I'm sure you've learned it, especially in losing those people. Hi, Bobby wanted to say hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Bobby.
I guess you know that person.
Yeah.
Hi, Lissy. It's great to see you. And Christine.
Christine
and Sarah Barr. Yeah. And all right. And then I just want to acknowledge the people in the group so that they know I can hear them. Yes, Jennifer, we will do little mini readings. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pick people out of the crowd, and Mama Cole is going to try to bring through a spirit near you, probably one of your spirit guides or something. And to try to connect with. So you just listen and don't be afraid to put up but don't repeat yourself 100 times. Because if you do that, if you go, I want to hear from my brother, I want to connect with my brother, I want to connect with my brother, I want to connect, I'm just going to ignore you. And eventually I'm going to boot you. Okay. So just don't do that. It's annoying. Instead, just be polite and support. Yeah. Just be polite, support the community. Yeah. It's okay to say, I'd really like to hear from so-and-so. Yeah, Jen, I do a really intense, if you buy a metaphysical package with 4 packets, I will take you through the Rider-Waite, and you will be a master by the time you're done. Okay? And so what happens is I'm going to pick a person, and then Mama Cole's going to do the reading, and your job is to listen when you get picked. Don't say, I want to hear from my brother, and then leave, you goof, because then you're going to miss it, okay?
And then hanging around here.
Right, exactly.
He'll be hanging around waiting for you, and Hollis will call you, and you're not there, and your brother's like, okay, well, and he'll wait and he'll bother you. It's nothing new, but Hollis is extremely fair and really goes by spirit, and also tries to be extremely fair. So just know it's all intuitive. If we don't get you today, definitely come back. We'll be back. You know, we do this once a week. And we
my moon. I have a Libra moon, so everything's fair. But that's also, my Libra moon is also in the 12th house, so it's very intuitive. So everything I do is intuitive. Nicole said, I'm ready for you. To you, Mama Cole. She'll give you a little mini reading. And you know, readers can always exchange with each other too. That's a great way to do it. All right. So I just wanted to acknowledge everyone in the groups. How many servers are you live streaming on? 8, Emily. 8.
Wow.
Um,
That's why I
so
do this, and I just am here.
yeah. Okay, the first person I had it saved, which was Nava Marie Neal, my aunt and my cousin who were killed in a truck crash.
Oh,
Just
sweetheart,
recently.
November 2nd. I'm so sorry, Navia. Your aunt. Please know they're okay. They've crossed over. Like, I'm getting before. I get it was a very. I kind of want to be careful what I say because I don't want to trigger anyone. But I get that the crash was very bad, for better, like extensive is what they're saying. There was. They passed before they hit. Like, please know they're okay. They did not suffer. That's what's the most in the family's mind, is because I guess seeing the wreckage or something has triggered a lot. Please know they're okay. They had loved ones with them, moved immediately. Was there also another person in the vehicle, but they did not pass? Like, someone survived. I'm getting the husband, maybe your uncle. And that's okay. That in a mini reading, it's really hard to get feedback, but
she said yes.
Yeah. They didn't suffer. It's okay.
But he did pass later, I think is what she's saying.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm getting that they're because he had to be with them. Yeah. What the greatest thing that you need to know now is they're okay. There was no suffering despite what it looked like. And the uncle, I believe that he passed like later, like they probably were instant, and then he was later. It was almost like he was trying to just survive to protect them or something, but then they were gone. He was done. They're all together now. There's no worries at all. They are together. And you are to lean on your faith now. Realize everything has a purpose. It would be really hard to lose. Oh, I didn't even realize that. My day before my cousin's 16th birthday, my cousin and my uncle passed also in a car accident the day before. It's really funny how readings like this sometimes trigger some of our things in our life. So I understand.
What's really weird is when you triggered that, I also had a weird sensation all over my body.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's okay. I definitely got. So please know the void that is left. Please talk about them, especially with the other kids, the other cousins and stuff. Let them know things like this happen. We don't understand why, but lean on your faith. I have that this family has a really strong faith. Lean on your faith and know that no matter what, they still are part of the family. It's just going to be really different. They are sending signs. I get that you're really concerned about the aunt and uncle, but your signs are coming from your uncle, like your aunt and the cousin, but you're getting signs from the uncle. He's actually more active than they are at the moment. So just be open to the impossible. Just believe. And that's going to also help you through the grief. And I get you're the example to the younger ones in the family, the younger cousins and stuff, just to help them, because it is hard when the child, especially the child. I hope that helped you, sweetheart. I'm so sorry, because I know my family never talked about I still don't even know where my cousins and uncle are buried. Don't have a clue. Nobody will talk about them or.
Hey Joanna, what page are you on? Let's address the scammers real quick. So you guys, if anyone is messaging you, anyone is commenting on here saying that they're talking to you, brother, or they have a divine message for you, or you're possessed, or anything like that.
No,
it's a scammer. We will never do that. This is how you hear from us right here. And then if you want a book, You go to that. We're not going to ask you to book. We're not going to confront you. On what page, Joanna? What page are you on? I'm on 8 pages and I can't see what page you're on. She's like, on this page, she is here. I'm broadcasting to like
It's
8
on
pages, and
Facebook.
I don't know.
Facebook icon.
I know, but still, it doesn't really narrow
Yeah,
it down.
I don't know.
It could be on your page, Mama Cole.
Good.
I don't know. But Navia said is really helpful. Thank you so much. I know, Joanna. What Facebook page is it? Mama Cole? Is it Psychic Insights? Is it Divine Androgen? Is it Rainbow Soul? There's 4 pages it could be on Facebook. All right. So then the next reading I had it already set up here. Hopefully she's still around. Just block just block the scammer, and I'll find them. Though it'll come up eventually, and I'll block them. Brittany J, my boyfriend died from a heart attack at 34. Wondering if the afterlife is real. So I thought maybe we could try to help her. I know.
Yeah. And I'm laughing because your boyfriend's very colorful in his language, and he's like, of course it's effing real. Like what? Like seriously. So please know that he's outspoken and he does cuss. And he goes, yeah, what a freaking shocker that was. Like that he died at 34 of a heart attack. He goes, who would have freaking thought? And he's cussing a lot. He's like, I can't believe. So please know, yes, of course it's real. He is around you. He is sending you messages through music a lot. And sometimes what happens is in our grief, and this happened the last time I did mini readings too. It was really funny. Sometimes in our grief, we're like, well, if it's real, just show me a sign. Show me a sign because I really want to see. And you're just not really open. Like you're saying, but you're just not. It's like sometimes people pray or meditate or something, and then you just get up and take off and go on with your day instead of just sitting quietly for a little bit and receiving. Okay, just sitting and just listen. If there is a song that's playing just out of the blue, like when you're changing the channel or you're doing something and the song comes on and you're like, oh, he used to play that all the time. Well, yeah, he's sending it to you. So his message to you is listen. Just listen and be open. He's there, and he's like, I'm right there, honey. Now I got some weird music going on.
It's not me. Sorry. I'm trying to hunt down the scammer.
Okay. No, it's not you. There's like some I don't know, what's up my Alexa. So please just listen to the music, Brittany. Yes, the afterlife is real, and he's going to prove it to you. You just have to realize the body died, but the soul, it doesn't. It goes on forever. And your connection will too. You just have to lean into it. And I'm so sorry for your loss. That's really young to experience that. I'm sorry for that. I couldn't imagine. Seriously, that's wow. I'm sorry, honey.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm blocking Lindsay. She's on your page. Lindsay Shanklin, working medium, is definitely a scammer, you guys. Don't engage. Lots of scammers around.
Yeah, and I don't message you. There's a copycat I keep reporting, we keep blocking, and they keep showing up. So please know that I won't ever message
Facebook
you
sucks
first.
for that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm just looking for Brittany said, oh my God. Brittany, did any of the things that she said match? Melissa wants to know if you're burning incense.
Yes, I am. Do you smell them? If you're smelling
she says she keeps seeing something on the right. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I am. You can see
okay, but Brittany J said thank you, hugs and kisses, thank you. Okay.
You're so welcome.
The fact that you're a skeptic, Brittany, will keep you from noticing the signs. Here's what I always say to people, is this very important point, and I think this is really worth talking about. And Mama Cole, you're welcome to use this too, because I know that I've said this before, and you're like, yes. Okay, so. First of all, whatever you believe is true is true. Okay. And the same thing goes when people die, when they get on the other side, if they believe they were going to go to hell, it looks like they're going to hell. But then at some point, some point they realize and their soul wakes up that there is no hell. And then they're like, oh, and then they come back and then they don't experience it. Okay. But what I'm saying is that whatever you believe is true is true. So if you believe your guide is with you, then great. Then your loved one is with you. Your person is beside you. Now, here's the thing. If you choose not to believe and you're a skeptic, what are you gaining?
Yeah.
Nothing good. Nothing good. You're not getting anything good from that, Brittany. Nothing good is coming of that. If you choose to believe that that bird landing on your windowsill, that song playing on your streaming, that feather on your front step is all a sign, then guess what? You get something out of it. You get comfort, you get relief, you get to feel good, and you get love. Belief is a choice. No one can prove anything to you ever. No one. We cannot prove anything to you, honey. And that's what you need to understand as a skeptic. And that's what I tell skeptics all the time.
Yeah, and I'm not a circus performer. It's not my job to convince you of anything. Like, seriously, I'm not here to convince you. I'm just helping open the lines of communication for you and deliver messages. Like, I'm not, because when people go, oh, I want to see what, okay, well, I'll give you the messages. You interpret them however you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that.
Jenny Hughes, over in the Mystical Connections group, she said, I got your messages the other day about hands over eyes saying I can't see. It was life-changing. Exactly. Yeah. Take your hands off your eyes.
Yeah, and sometimes, I can't hear. And people do the same thing with, like, crystals. I work with crystals a lot and healing energies. Somebody will say, well, I got this rock. It's not working. It's not doing anything. Well, have you worked with it? Have you listened to it? Have you felt it?
Right. Right.
Well, I got it. I got it. I did it. Well, no, you're not doing anything.
Right. Of course, I've been having some issues with the hormones trying to go to sleep. And so I've been holding rose quartz in my hand at night before I go to sleep. And the rose quartz just calms down the anxiety a little bit. I don't know why the anxiety, it's a hormonal thing. When your hormones shift, if you're in perimenopause, you'll learn. Someday I might be a perimenopause coach, by the way.
You need lepidolite,
but yeah.
Too. Lepidolite.
What is it?
Lepidolite. It's purple and it has glitter. I'm sure you have some in that crystal.
I bet I do. I just bought.
Purple and it looks like it has mica in it.
Okay. I'll look for it.
That would really help a lot. Lepidolite helps. And it helps for grief and depression a lot. Anxiety.
I don't think that's what it is. It's just a hormone thing. Like, I don't have any reason to be anxious. And I'm just anxious.
Yeah, it's the hormones.
Yeah.
They suck.
So Brittany said, I thought I believed when this happened, and I was like, maybe I don't. So I'm just going to say that it's probably in your astrology chart at the time of the death. Spirit is like challenging you. Spirit is like challenging your faith so that you can upgrade it. That's all, Brittany. Yeah. It's time to upgrade your faith. Don't worry about it. It's a test of faith. It happens a lot to I don't know, to a lot of people.
Yeah, and that's part of your free will. You can believe or not believe. That's up to you. That's totally your independent journey.
Yeah, and she said, I think it was a sign you called on me. Aha. Yeah, Brittany. See? And you just stood out. I just felt my intuition was like, okay, Brittany. And I don't usually mess with skeptics too much. Usually I'm like, whatever, skeptics. Right? Like, I don't have time to prove it to you. Yeah, there's too many people here that believe, There's too many people that already believe. Why would I bother, Right. And so that's a weird thing. So I'm just going to say, Brittany, it was definitely spirit. It was definitely spirit telling me to call on you so that we could have a little combo. Yeah, I think you needed it. All right, let's go back to the pages. And Joanna asked, can you repeat the name of that stone?
Lepidolite.
Lepidolite. Like this. Joanna.
Yep.
Lepidolite.
Exactly. Good job, Jade. Jade and I were in Crystal Masters together.
And look at that, Brittany. It happened to Jen. She also had that kind of experience. Yeah. Okay. And let's see.
Yeah, you're not alone in this group. There's so many here that are walking the same journey.
Yep. Okay. All right. So I was just gonna. All right. So let's Let's Get Michelle Brown. Would be grateful for a message from my brother. Saturday will be 9 months. Not even a year yet, Michelle. You're doing
Yeah,
great.
I'm sorry. On this Saturday, right before Thanksgiving. And he's making Thanksgiving jokes. You better have the turkey this year. Like and he always eat like the turkey leg because he's making jokes. Like he doesn't want you to mourn this Saturday. Like he wants to make sure you have everything prepared for Thanksgiving and not to be thankful for what you have now, not regret that he's not here. Be thankful for the time that you did have with your brother. He does know how much you loved him. You don't have to worry about that. I get that. I don't know if you guys didn't talk right before he passed, or if like you feel like you should have said goodbye or just something. He's saying like stuff was left unsaid. You don't have to worry. Please, he knows your heart. Of course he does. You're his sister. Okay, so please know he wants you to value the time, not the absence. Okay. And that's a very common message too. I think that's for a lot of people.
She said he stole all the deviled eggs. Did you call him a little devil? I would have.
Yeah, because he's like, make sure that you have all that food. So make extra deviled eggs, okay? And don't cry. Now you guys can actually enjoy them. He goes, but you'll still have a couple missing, I'm sure. Or you have a dog that eats them. Give them to his dog, because he's like, yeah, I think there's a dog. Go up to his. Does he have a dog? Because he's mentioning a dog. Or your parents have a dog, but just give them to the dog. Oh, that's funny. So Michelle, please know that your brother's humor is still very intact. And he hates that you're focusing the months, 9 months this Saturday. He doesn't want you to
like count down the moments.
Yeah. He wants you to celebrate the life, okay?
Looks like she might be feeling a little guilty. He was sick.
Okay. He wants you to, yeah, that's what it is. That the conversation that's left unsaid. It's okay. He has 6 dogs. So make sure the dogs get deviled eggs.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's funny. That's a handful too. That's a lot too.
It's a lot of dogs.
I'm gonna say, who got the dogs? Are they still all together?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, they're all together.
Yeah, talk about a pack.
A lot of dogs. They're hunting dogs, I think. Yeah, they're hunting dogs. So, okay, see, like in that instance, like, okay, are they hunting dogs that he's got? Yes, he's a hunter. He's a hunter, Michelle. You can see I'm using my pendulum. Yeah. So please know, and this is for everyone, as the holidays come up, I know that it sucks that they're not here and stuff, and I know, like, there's an absence. At 39, another heart attack. Wow. I'm so sorry. I was one of those, if I wouldn't have listened to my body and gone, I wouldn't be here. Hollis is part of the reason I'm here, because I listened. And some of us we feel that we're invincible, you know? Like 39 years old, you don't think that it's your heart. And he doesn't want you to have any guilt, Michelle.
She said that all the dogs are together, and she has the 2 cats. Good grief, man. That's a lot of animals.
I
love animals, but I don't know.
Me too.
She said our parents have his dogs. Okay.
Okay, good. Are they hunting dogs? Like, there's a lot of land.
The cats are probably relieved.
Yeah, the cats are probably like, oh, thank you, Michelle, for rescuing us.
Jennifer Brown said, that's a lot of eggs for the dogs.
Yeah.
Agreed. My dog would be farting really stinky farts. Oh no.
So, please know that your brother's still bringing you some humor and laughter. That's what he wants more than anything. Like around the Thanksgiving table, the gratitude, like happy memories, like what you're thankful for, not what you've missed this last 9 months, because there's going to be more. Unfortunately, the holidays are coming up. He wants you to reflect and remember and be grateful for those funny memories. The dogs farting with deviled eggs, or your brother stealing all the deviled eggs. Do you know? Okay, so try to transmute that a little bit. And that's for everybody. And it's hard. I get it. Thanksgiving was really hard for me for years because my grandma passed right before Thanksgiving. And she
I
cooked
think what
Thanksgiving all the time. Like that was her
I
holiday.
think what did it I think what did it for me was walking so many people to the other side. Like I
Yeah.
started to see the relief that they
Yeah.
experienced. Like because I could feel their tension building up. Like sometimes they were scared and they would tell me that.
Yeah.
And I would just say, it's okay, I've got your hand, it's gonna be okay. And then they would pass. And then there was this it was like this
Yeah.
it was like you let all the air out of a balloon or something. It was just like you could feel the relief. And I think there's some relief in coming out of the human body, especially if they were
Mhm.
sick or experienced any kind of pain. And even I think even for like accidents and stuff and stuff like that, like sometimes those people are just like, it's a relief. Now, I'm not
Mhm.
saying that the afterlife is better, because it's definitely not, because they always say they can't wait to come back. So,
Right.
but I think that sometimes it's nice to trade up for a better body.
Right. I've had, well, you've had, have you had, I've had near death experiences, and it is a very beautiful, otherworldly, powerful love. It's nothing but pure love. Like you don't want to leave. It's the most comforting. You know how like a real comfy bed with a comfy warm blanket feels? Like that times 100. So yeah, I understand. It's beautiful. There's nothing to fear. We're the ones that suffer. Seriously. Like anytime anybody worries, I tell them, no, don't worry.
What are you
We're
worried
the
about?
ones that are suffering. Yeah, don't have to worry about them at all.
I don't
Like,
know what would happen to them on the other side. That would be bad. I think
yeah.
Emily's funny. She said, I wonder if they all get their comfort food in the afterlife. I'd definitely be wanting unlimited burgers. Emily, I'm just going to say, you know how you give them comfort food is to make an altar and put their favorite food on the altar. And then later when it starts to go bad or gets cold or whatever, put it in the ground, put it in the earth, or feed it to the wild animals. But I'm just saying that, like, or to the, stray dogs in the neighborhood or whatever, because that's an ancient tradition that's been around for thousands of years.
Yeah.
We've been doing that even in Egyptian times. They would go down and put the favorite foods of the kings in their tombs. We've always done that, and we continue to do that. Will partly help you heal your grief for whoever you've lost, but also putting food on the altar. Now, the other thing that my son brought through as a kid, I'll tell this story just because it's funny. And he was like, he's like 6 or 7 years old, and my father died, and he really loved his pop-up, and he would visit the altar occasionally. And every day I would put a cup of coffee on the altar back then because I was grieving. And he comes up and he's like, I think I should have to drink this coffee for pop-up so that pop-up can taste it. And I was like, okay. But of course my son was also trying to get some caffeine, and he'll laugh about that now. Like he's 30 something years old. He'll laugh. He'll be like, yeah. And so after that I started to use decaf coffee, just saying. But my son would intentionally taste the coffee, and he would close his eyes and he would say, for you, Papa. And he would then drink the cup. And so I'm just saying, you can do that for your loved one. You can, if they had like a drink or a coffee or something like that was their favorite thing, and you can put it out. And then when you go to, instead of throwing the food out or getting rid of the food, you can take a bite of it or eat the whole thing if you want, for them. This is for you. And then taste it. And that's especially if you say their name or whatever you called them out loud, it will bring their spirit closer. And then it also gives them permission to taste through your mouth. So then they're tasting their favorite thing through your mouth. And I think that's really healing for people that are grieving.
I get that message a lot, for them to, like, if a couple sat and had coffee together in the morning, please continue that. They still want that to continue. You just have to do it in a different way. So I love that.
Yeah, I think it's really Emily said, I want burgers in my coffin with me. All right. Jenna. Oh my gosh, Emily. Now you have to tell your family so that they can put burgers on the altar and eat them for you while you're on the other side so you can taste through their taste buds, okay?
Oh, that's funny.
Jennifer Brown's gonna get a fruitcake for her mom, and
I love
Yada
that.
is gonna get macaroni and cheese and fried chicken. Yeah, see what I'm saying? This is really good for us. It's really good for you when
Yeah,
you're grieving. I'm
especially
telling you
for
guys.
Thanksgiving too, like their favorite
Yep.
deviled egg. Put that out. I love that.
Yep. I used to always make sure my
I was
dad had a
raised,
nice
like,
plate.
in Mexico, they do that. They put them on the thing. But then I was always told that they couldn't eat. They were like, well, that's all there, but I can't. So, but you eating it for them makes a lot of sense.
Right, because then it's sort of like it very much comes from the Santeria and voodoo traditions.
Yeah.
That's what my son had been exposed to. So for him, it wasn't strange at all because we taught that the spirit can step into you at any time if you invite them. And so that's what he was doing. And he invited them all the time when he was drumming. So it wasn't that strange for him to invite them in. Because we don't believe that a spirit can stay attached for any period of time because it would exhaust both the spirit and you. So that's not possible. So the spirit would just step in, have that little taste of coffee or enjoy that meal with you, and then they'll pull back again. So they can't stay attached for very long because it would exhaust you and them very quickly.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't last more than an hour. So all right, so Nicole said, I would be forever grateful if I could hear from my dad.
In 22 years, because that's been a long time. I'm trying to get his name. Kiddo. He calls you kiddo. Long time. He's really proud of the woman that you've become. You're a mom too, aren't you? Like you've grown into a beautiful woman. Like you have grown. He's very proud. Keep going. You continue on. You're the pride and joy of his life. You're what he has his mark left on this world, and your child is too. The best thing he's ever done with his life. And he wants you to do the same thing. Don't remember the time that's passed, that 22 years without. Remember, and he says you do a very good job. You do listen to the lessons that he taught you, the things that he taught you. You are a beautiful person. That you're honorable. You do pay attention. You've paid attention to his teachings, his lessons, and you've
done well. So I think she's validating you. She said yes.
By teaching him to, I believe it's a son, because he's very, very proud of you. Like I get it hasn't been easy for you. His absence has not been easy, and it might even be impossible, like a single mom. Just keep being strong and keep going. He's always around. Always around. You don't have to have any doubt. So I hope that helped you, Nicole.
Yeah, she didn't say anything else. She might just be crying or something.
Sweetheart. 22 years is a long time, but it isn't.
It is.
It seems like yesterday, I'm sure.
Michelle said, "Thank you so much for picking me up."
Oh, you're so welcome, hon.
You're welcome.
So welcome.
And
we expect a picture of them deviled eggs. I can never make a deviled egg the correct way. Mine always they never taste right. Too much mayo or not enough, or my son has to make them. I can't make them.
See that, Maury said my mom does that for my son. I think she means eat, like take a taste for things, because my son passed on the 1st of the month. Yeah, and she puts out his favorite food.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an old tradition, Molly. You should pick it up. It'd be really good for your grief. Really good for your grief. Yep. She says she's gonna put eggs by his urn.
There you go.
Good job. Yeah, and then later on in the night when you feel like you're up for it and you really miss him, go up, pick up the egg, and just look at it and say, "This is for you." And then quietly close your eyes and take a few bites and imagine him eating it.
And he'll be
See?
right there. You'll feel him. Yeah, you'll feel.
Amber did it
Oh, I
last night
love
for her
that. Amber,
mom.
good job, sweetheart. Good job.
Yep.
It's all about your
Kathy's gonna.
belief. Like, it's so comforting. His favorite. I'll put out food for him. Yes. Yes. Do it as
Yeah.
a celebration. I know grief sucks and it's really hard, but try to celebrate the life, not the passing and the tragedy and the emptiness, because that's not where they are. They're nothing but love and beauty and the very best version of themselves all the time. They don't have. So remember them in those good memories, and you'll feel them. Like you'll feel the goosebumps, the warm chills. You might even get a scent of their cologne, perfume, the birds. They'll be there. I guarantee it.
Nicole
The more
said,
open,
it did very much resonate for her. She really appreciates it, and thank
you're
you.
welcome. You're welcome.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and okay. I'm just gonna say I'm already feeling this, and I feel like I have to tell her, but I'm sure you would probably resonate the same thing, Mama Cole. Is what happened has to be revealed in a private. I already feel it. I feel it as soon as I read it. But I think you can probably still call him in and maybe get a few messages from him.
You need to know he's safe, and you don't have to worry about what happened or how it happened. We need to. That needs to be covered in private, and that's okay. Your dad needs to know, again, his life is not about how he passed, and please don't make it about that. He's so much more. He said he made a lot of mistakes in life, and some of that is what led to his passing. Takes full responsibility. I get that he struggled some in his life, and he would rather that you not remember how he was when he passed, more so his younger years. He goes, when I was a complete man, when he felt more honorable, more whole. He may have had some struggles, but he wants you to know you've never been one of his regrets, ever. You've always been his pride and joy. You and your brother, you have a brother.
Christina, is any of this validating? You could just say something in the chat.
Yeah. Just, you need to know that you will find peace in your heart again, and he will help you. He just needs you to get past the tragic way that he passed. I get that he was found. It may have been a little bit past when he passed. We'll cover that in a private reading when you're ready.
Christina said, yes.
No.
I have a brother, but not by him, I think is what she's saying.
He's mentioning your brother.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's by him or not. He's just trying to give you some sort of validation.
So that you know that it's him. But you're very loved. He's okay. You don't have to worry. Even if it looked really bad in the way that he passed, it has no effect on his afterlife whatsoever. And that's what you need to know. And once again, they're alluding to his life, not the way he passed. And he also doesn't want you to, he kind of wants you to not like judge. I'm getting either 5 or 10 years. It might even be as far as 10 years of the ending of his life. I get maybe he just wasn't making the choices that he's proud of. Okay. I hope that resonates, Christine. But the biggest message for you is to know he's okay. And he takes full responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel that he's the reason his life ended at all, but just the situation is what he's taking responsibility for. Okay.
So Nicole, sometimes Nicole is saying, Nicole is the person you read for just before, and she's saying sounds like my dad is still communicating. And I'm just gonna say that sometimes Nicole's spirits are not like separate entities like we all are. A lot of times they come in together, especially as Mama Car starts reading them, and their messages are still the same. The message
Yeah.
is still the same. It's just that they sometimes kind of we call it piggybacking. They do piggybacking a lot because it's easier for them to come through. It's sort of like tailgating a 18-wheeler, a big truck, right? If you get close enough to it, the wind will pull you and you'll save gas. In case you didn't know that. But yeah,
all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sort of like that. It just saves them a little bit of energy because they'd rather use their energy to give you signs, but sometimes they have to come through these types of things to kind of like validate you. So then Christina said, thank you. I feel him, and my daughter always dreams of him.
Yes. No, that's visitation. If she's dreaming and they're happy dreams and stuff, he's visiting her. Children are very in tune and approachable. So that's validation that he's okay, honey. Okay. I love that you feel him. Keep tuning into that and he'll be there more. You'll get
That's
messages and the comfort that you need.
Yeah. All right. So let me just take that.
And
down.
Sometimes I have to throw this in. Sometimes the questions around their death, or sometimes it's best for us not to know. Like, I know, like, as a human, we want to know all the details and everything else, but there's times that I'm told, especially sometimes with widows who get reports and things like that, sometimes it's in your best interest to have a loved one read over those things first, because sometimes there's details in there that you really just don't need to know. You know what I mean? Like, for your peace and comfort, you can go back to it maybe in a couple years or so, but that is something that some of them tell me that they wish, and they'll tell me to warn you. No, they don't want you to look at that. No, you need to stop. No more details are needed, and they want you to remember. And I think they're just trying to save you some trauma. Okay. So somebody needed to hear that. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, sometimes I just feel like things have to be heard. Okay. Yeah. Hey Judy, you're over in the Mystical Connections group. She just a minute ago said that. So I hope she's still around, Judy. You can just say yes or something like that in the chat, so I know you're still around, but I'm pretty sure she is because it was just 1 minute ago. So it sounds like she has several people that have passed in the last 5 years. Yeah, she says yes, she's here.
Okay, good. You have 2 women coming forward first. I get like auntie and mom, perhaps they're sisters, very close together, or it could be like mom and grandma, but there's 2 women. And they're presenting like 50s or 60s. Very chatty, very into everything. Like, these are the women who organized everything. All the food. Thanksgiving was totally their holiday. They're like their time to shine. They're like the hub of the family. I'd say like the matriarchs. They ran everything, but they fooled the men into thinking they were in charge, but it wasn't. It was the women.
Hey, Judy, does any of that make sense? Just say what makes sense and what doesn't. It's okay, Judy. You can just say what makes sense and what doesn't. We all remember that mediums are, usually about 75%.
Yeah. Oh, but this is cute as heck. But they're like they ran the house and took care of all the kids and stuff. And the guys went off to work and did everything. But they were the ones who were really in charge. They're the ones that handled all the money. The one lady had the money hid. I don't know if it's a coffee can or a flour cookie jar. Like, she's alluding to her money in the jar on the top shelf of the kitchen. Did you find that? Somebody found, but that's where she kept like the extra money that nobody knew about. On the top, it's a tin. It's a metal tin with a big, like a flower or something, like some kind of logo. Oh, that's funny.
So does this match for somebody else? Because Judy says it's not matching. Yeah. So she says it's not matching.
Okay, that's okay. This could be like your great grandparent. But know that you're very, you have a lot of family, quite a bit.
Jennifer Brown. It could be for you, Jennifer. It could be for you,
It's
Jennifer.
possible.
Jennifer's saying that's interesting because these ladies sound like my Aunt Gail and Aunt
Oh,
Peg.
then
Yeah,
maybe
so
it's yours.
sometimes we just have the wrong person, or for whatever reason, even though I picked Judy,
Yeah, you have to
maybe
like go off
Judy's
of her
spirits
thing.
will come in next or something. It's hard to say.
But these ladies, their message is like, don't stress over the holidays because they're like, you've got it. However it turns out, it doesn't matter. I get the two women. One of them was like the really good homemaker and the baker. She's the one that has the money up on the shelf and stuff. And the other one, I keep getting like a sister or a mother daughter, but the other one just kind of faked it. She was, she did her best, but the kitchen was not her thing. She was the cocktail lady. Like she did the drinks and the entertaining, the card games and stuff like this. So I'm getting this has to be like 60s, 70s because they're alluding to like cocktails and card games like bridge, poker, pinochle. I haven't heard of pinochle.
She's saying her aunts ran the show.
Yeah, and that's got to be. So whoever the other woman was before, I'm sorry, these ladies. That happens sometimes. They just like come through. Like,
Yeah, they're dominating the airwaves. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's okay. But their messages are for all of us. Whoever's making dinners, whoever's these holidays coming up, however it turns out, all that matters is who is there and who's around the table. That's all that matters. It could be hamburgers and French fries. It could be a pot of soup. It doesn't matter. What matters is just the time together and be grateful to be there. And that's their biggest, because they're showing like all the stress and how we worry. And the one girl's just like, don't worry, just have a cocktail. Like, she's like, she's having a good old time. She goes, she'll take care of it. Somebody will step up. If you can't do it, it's okay. Somebody let other people cook, order it in. It doesn't matter. Just enjoy it. Okay. So, that's funny. Like, yeah, she's having a couple cocktails. I love that. So just don't stress. Whatever it'll be, it's going to be perfect no matter what. Like your holidays. And if you're alone, don't be. You can go to the restaurant, go somewhere, go to a friend's, take those invitations. Okay. Invite your friends over so you're not alone.
She's like, so it sounds like it's all validating for her because she says, I keep saying this every day. All that matters is that we're here together. So it sounds like she's validating you, Jennifer. And she says, okay, Aunt Peg, I'll have a drink. Okay, I think she just wants you to have a good time.
They're really focusing on like food, drink, and stuff like that. And it's funny, it's just an American holiday coming, but it's not just it's all of the Yule, everything, people's celebrations coming up, whatever it is, whatever your culture is. So just be thankful and grateful for the moments, okay? Because that's all we got. We're only here for a blip in the eternal perspective.
That's right.
Yeah, it's just a blip in time.
Great. And I agree, Jen, that happens a lot, that there are many things that came through during readings for me that I didn't understand until later. That's right. So that happens a lot. It happened to me, Jen. I didn't know why this medium kept saying a pool table. I was like, my dad was blind. He didn't play pool. I don't know why you're saying that. And then she kept saying, well, there's a pool table. There's a pool table. There's a pool table. And then I went to my dad's funeral and met a brother that I didn't know about that. My dad divorced a woman and left her the house and a pool table for his son. And that's what he said to me, is he was like, the only thing dad ever gave me was a pool table. And I was like, what? And then, so it's a complicated, wow. My dad had a complicated life. He is a very good looking man, married 3 times. So, and he told me towards the end of his life, he said, look, the first time I cheated on her, the second time she cheated on me, and then the third time it just ended because I was sick. And I was like, because my dad was blind. My mom left him because he was blind. So,
wow.
Isn't she great?
My dad's a womanizer, handsome, blue-eyed. Yeah.
My dad wasn't a womanizer. He just made a mistake
dad
on the first one, and then he said, "What goes around
Wow.
comes around." So he was funny
80,
like that.
and his current wife is 4 years younger than me.
The women used to like pretty much worship him in the because he was
Yeah.
blind. He lived in like a special apartment complex, and I would come to see my dad, and they would all be like, "Oh, are you visiting your dad?" And I'd be like, "Yeah," and then they're like, "Yeah," because I was there every weekend. I was his caretaker,
Right.
and they would all want to know where we were going and what we were doing, and they were always trying to help him and bring him food. And I was like, "Dad, man, you got all these girlfriends." I would like tease him a little bit about it, and he would just be like, "Those women, I don't know." He just didn't want any part of it. So, well, you know, shit
My
happens.
dad would have ate it
So,
up. But he's still around. He's still, yeah.
yeah, it's funny. Anyway, my friend, so Jennifer said, thank you so much.
You're so
My dad,
welcome.
she said my dad was a ladies' man and my mom would roll her eyes. Yeah, it's a funny thing when that happens, isn't it? So just know that you can book with Mama Cole at the link below. Know that if any person that you book with at Psychic Insights, the reading is guaranteed. If for some reason you're not satisfied, usually the reader will check in with you throughout the reading. So if there's something not going right, they're going to try to change the direction of that reading. And if for some reason it still doesn't work out, we're just going to refund you your money or offer you a reading with someone else, whatever fits you better, whatever you choose. Because we guarantee that the reading will be satisfactory in your heart, that you'll feel connected in your heart, and that you'll feel like the messages that came through you needed. Okay, that's
our goal. Like peace and comfort.
That's our goal. We're here to help you. We're not here to rob you. Those are the scammers that will be messaging you after this, that will be commenting. I can't do anything about it. Facebook knows it's a problem. They don't seem to care.
No, they do nothing. They do nothing.
No.
I get
you know what they want? They want us to pay for that little blue.
No, it
marker.
doesn't do anything.
It does.
I was verified. No, they were still copycat. They could copycat and they don't do anything because I was verified in getting copycatters and they still.
Well, in the agreement, if you do, when I looked at it, in order to become verified, it says that Facebook will do something about the copycatters. So they won't do something about the copycatter unless you pay for it. And I'm like, well, that's kind of screwed up, Facebook.
Yeah.
So it's just going to make them lose their legitimacy, I think. But you know, it's okay. We're gonna try to work on getting ourselves over into TikTok and doing lives and things like that, and use other broadcasting. And we do use YouTube. YouTube is really good. I found that YouTube's actually really good, so that's another place to see us live. So anyway, just block the scammers. Just ignore them. Just know that we'll never message you first. Always book at psychicinsights.life. Don't ever send anyone money over PayPal or whatever, because that's how they scam you. Because then PayPal is like, well, you sent them a gift. But at Psychic Insights, if you send us money and we don't follow through on the reading, then PayPal will come back to us and go, should we shut down your business because you said you're a business and this person's saying they didn't get what they need? And then I'm going to freak out and I'm going to come back and go, why didn't you get your reading? Oh my God. And then I'm going to try to make it up to you or give you your money back and give you a reading. Okay. So we're all out of time. We're all out of time. Life, I think is your name. I could be pronouncing it wrong, but Life, yeah, we're out of time. This is the end. And so I just want to say, if you did get a reading today, a nice little review in the group is great. Or also, if you want to, you can book a reading with Mama Cole. Mama Cole is here to answer your questions. She also has a class on Saturday for the pendulum. To learn how to connect with your loved ones through a pendulum. You can also use like a necklace, like somebody asked if they have a necklace or something. You can use a necklace. It's helpful if it has like a little tip on it like this. And then you can just ask questions. You can learn how to use that to answer questions. Okay.
Yep.
And it's just $20. It's a nice little class on Saturday if you're looking to connect on your own. We want to show you how you can connect on your own. We're not here to create a codependent relationship where you always have to come to us to connect. Okay. We want you to be able to connect on your own. We want to show you the way. Okay. We love you and we hope that you heal from this grief, and we appreciate you, and we hope that you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you later today. Bye-bye, everyone.
Day.
Are you seeking guidance on your spiritual journey? Need help with a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at psychicinsights.life.